Hello there. Before we start the video, let's know about Upptalk. Upptalk is a live, interactive platform for software training, furnishing robust personalities who could take on universal business platforms. This tutorial video is about Workday HCM. Workday HCM is a cloud-based, human capital management software solution that integrates various human resource management functions into a single system. The topics we will cover in this video are creating company, creating cost center, creating region, location hierarchy, company hierarchy, cost center hierarchy, and create region hierarchy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and check out other videos related to the latest technologies on our Upptalk channel. This video will be covered by Mr. Debashish, who is a certified trainer in Workday HCM, and he will explain to you all of the listed topics. Let's welcome him and get started.
So we'll start with our predefined organization. So in the predefined organization, as I stated, there's a type and there is a subtype, correct? And the type is basically your predefined, and that can be a location, company, cost center, and a region. Subtype can be anything which the organization wants. However, as per best practice, we will have to choose the same thing as what we have chosen as a type. So we'll start with company. So the task to create a company is create company. So guys, it is all independent. It is not necessary that you have to follow a sequence. You can create anything at any point of time. So you can start with location, but when you create a company, cost center, and a region, you would need a reorganization. So reorganization you have to create first. That we did yesterday. So today we are going to look into how we create a company. The task for that is create company, and then it will ask you for a reorganization. So let's talk what is the reorganization. So we created the reorganization yesterday, I believe. So we will try to search that here and I'll get that. So this is my reorganization name, and I'll go ahead and click on OK. Use this code of your choice. Don't follow the same code, okay, when you start creating it. So now it will ask you the name of the company. So I will say TCS Limited, and I'll put a code. I'll put the same code, guys, so that I know that this is something which I have created, and I will include the code in the name. Okay. Now, as I stated, what is a subtype? So there may be multiple options available here. If you see, I have to choose company. Okay, this is my best practice. Now I want to show that this is something which is visible, and I will use that. I will use it for everyone. And then you see this option which says external URL. You will have to leave it blank. The reason is this is configured if you want to use something by accessing this URL outside of your network, and this is something which your network team will configure for you. So we will not use it for the moment. And then you have company currency. What is this company currency? That what is the currency with the organization is using by default. As my location is in India, I will use INR. But if it was a different place, different word, I could have chosen a different currency as per my requirement. Okay, so this is how my company information is put in, and now I will go ahead and click on OK here. And you will see that the company is created. Okay, members you will only see if when you hire somebody. So this is for your employees. So right now there are no employees, so it will be 0. Then let's go into details. So what does it show? Availability date, type and subtype, code, visibility, and the company currency. That is what we have filled in right now. Then comes roles and security group. So every organization has some or the other role, guys. And if you see, there are 49 items and it has come automatically. I did not assign any role. So these are auto assigned roles which is available in the organization. So we will study about this roles and security group in chapter 6. So for that time, we can ignore these two things as of now. Okay. Cost center. Right. So the task is again very simple. Create cost center. Okay. I'll use this. Now, why is a cost center created? What is the use of cost center? We have already discussed it. So
For doing all the financial activities in a company.
yes, so all your financial transactions have to happen through a cost center, guys. So whether you're spending a penny or you're earning a penny, whatever you're doing, it has to come from a cost center. If you do not put that in a right way, there will be a mismatch in your balance sheet of the organization, which will cause a lot of trouble when an audit is being done, right? So these are the things we have to be very specific while creating the component of the organization, right? So to create a cost center, again, what do we need? A reorganization. So I'll search it, I'll get the reorganization, and now I'll go ahead and click on OK. Now you see, everything looks very similar, right? So we will use this name. Now, what is the name? Generally, cost center is assigned to a department. Let's say I'm going to use as technology department. Again, I have to use a code. I'm using a code here. See, this code can be different for different parts. Okay, but I'm using the same code everywhere because this is a practice tenant, and I do not want that the people should be confused. Okay, so that's the reason I'm using it. But you can keep on changing it as per your choice. But I would suggest not to do it right now. In real-time system, if it is required, then only do it. Again, subtype. So you may have multiple options available here as per the requirement. But as per best practice, we will choose the same. So as this tenant does not have a value, I will rely on cost center only. But this is also the best practice. Visibility, I am going to give it to everyone because cost center is something which everyone should see, irrespective of their job title. So this is my creation of cost center, and then you see this option which says related work tags, right? These are all custom organizations, which is what we are going to cover next after the predefined organizations, and then assign roles. So roles also is a part of your security. So we are not going to do it right now. So now I have my technology cost center, and now you see this option. It says restricted to companies. Now, what does that basically mean? So, for example, I want this particular cost center restricted to one particular company only, because I may have multiple organizations, multiple companies, and in which scenarios I have to create multiple companies. Guys, what is a scenario in which you create multiple companies?
Yeah, more than one branch.
There are many companies across the globe.
Okay, one option is if your operations are different across the globe, right? So I am operating in India, I'm also operating in US, I'm also operating in UK and Canada or Australia or Singapore, wherever you are, I'm going. So every country will need an independent registration. So that's the place where you create companies. Now, if you are creating a cost center which is very specific for one organization which is in one part of the globe, so here you have an option to restrict it that this cost center will only be available for this company. Okay, which can be anything. All right. So this is how we use, and I'm not going to restrict it anything as of now, and I'll go ahead and click on OK. Okay, it will not come now because I have not restricted it. Okay. So what would happen is, you see this option, restrict to companies. I'll go to company that I want to search it. See, this is the company which I have right now. You just created, right? Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
All right. Okay. So now I have my company created and the cost center created. Okay. So let me search it. So now we know that we have created two things. So if I go ahead and search it, I will have to put in the code. You see, company, cost center, location. These are the three things I have created, right? So I can go ahead and link into anybody, but it is not necessary that everything will come here. You may have to search it. Right now, these are the only things that is created. That's the reason it is coming. Mumbai can be from, location can be very specific. So when I click on more categories, you will see everything coming up here. Okay, organization, different type of organizations I have, location, cost center, and the company. Okay, any confusion up till now? Any questions if you have?
No, it's clear.
Right, it's clear to everybody.
Yes.
Yes.
Now what we are left with is region. How do we create the region? The task is very simple. Create region. This is my task. All right, then I have got the reorganization. So I'll have to again search it. It looks very repetitive. Actions are always very similar. It's not going to be very high, but it's very similar. Okay, then let's say I have my organizations right now in India, so that will be more like an APAC region, and I'll put like WBM8 underscore. Okay, include that code, and then by best practice, you choose region only. Visibility, this should be everyone, and then I have external URL. Okay, I'm not going to use that anyways. I'm going to click on OK. See, my region is also now created. So I got details, roles, and security groups. Okay, so we have covered the first section of the predefined organization. Now, when I say the first section, so we have covered individual location, individual companies, and then individual cost centers and the region. But actually, this is just the beginning. So let me show you my notepad, because that will give you a better idea that what we are going to do. Let me know once you're able to see my notepad.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so in the predefined organizations, as I discussed, we have types and subtypes. That's what we covered: location, company, cost center, and the region, right? So these are the four things that we have created up till now. So when I say location, it's a physical address, right? And then you have the cost center, then you have the company, and then you have the region. So guys, what we are going to do now is also understand how do we create the hierarchy. Okay, so this is the first section of my predefined organization. Now, how do we do that? So we'll start with the location hierarchy. So the task is create location hierarchy. This is my task, and I will choose it. Now this is my region. Sorry, it will ask me for the reorganization. So did you notice a difference? There's a difference here.
When we created location, it didn't ask for reorganization.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Why is that? Because anything which is in a hierarchy, it will be owned by a reorganization. Because everything that we do, it will be under one reorganization. Now, concept is without location, you cannot create anything. So even if I have a, a group of companies, it still requires a location, right? So that's the reason your reorganization is always going to come once you have finalized your location, that okay, this is going to be my base office and this is going to be my base address. I will start operations from here. So location is individually required, but when you create a hierarchy, now everything will come under my reorganization. That's the reason it is asking for the reorganization, right? Any questions? Guys, any questions from anybody?
No.
All right, then I'll go ahead and click on OK. So here, screen will look very similar. There will be no as such challenges. So I'll create one more location, WDM8 underscore. Let me put that code properly. And then it will look very similar. No changes you would see there. Okay. This is a region. How is that possible? Okay. So ideally, you will get location only, guys. Okay. See, this is what I wanted to say. That if the value changes here, this is not the value which I need for a best practice. The best practice would say that you need a location basically here. And if that is not there, then you need to find the nearest value. So I'll right now use the geographical division. I'll not use the global region option. Okay, visibility, I'll put it for everyone. And then I have the roles. So these roles, as I stated, we'll study in chapter 6 right now. I'll keep it like that. Okay, and I'll go ahead and click on OK. So this is an independent location as of now, but we all know that this is a location hierarchy. So this is just my first part of it. And then what I'll do, I'll go ahead and click on actions. And then I'll scroll it down. I'll go to reorganization. And then you see, I get two options: assign locations, assign superior, create subordinate. Okay. These two things you can just ignore for the moment. Assign location. So which means if I have already a location available and I want that to be in a hierarchy, then I can use this option, which is assign location. Now, this is my first node, right? Delhi. But let's say my head office is not here, but my head office is in different location, and that is the most superior. I can actually go ahead and assign that location right now, which will be a superior location. And now if I want to create any locations which is below this, which reports to Delhi. Let's say I have two more locations like Bangalore and Kolkata, or Bangalore and Hyderabad. Now, let's say that they are reporting to Delhi. So I will go ahead and create that option, right? So let me show you first of all how you assign a superior, because we have already Mumbai available, right? And I'm going to assign that. So what is the location name? Okay, it is not coming in because it has not been linked yet. So don't worry about that. We'll try to find it somewhere here. Now it does not come because it is still not in the hierarchy. So don't worry about that. I will show you how that can be done. We can do that later. But let's first of all create subordinates. Okay. Let's cancel this. You see this? This is my company. This is my location hierarchy. This is my region. I'll go back to the location hierarchy. And then let's create a subordinate first. Then let's say if it allows me to add superior organization. So reorganization, and then I have create subordinate. So let's say I have two One is Kolkata, WTM8 underscore. Organization subtype, it will be geographical division. And then you see, I don't have anything more to add. Once I submit it, it should ideally create a location hierarchy. You see, Delhi, and then you have a subordinate as Kolkata. Okay, so there is one way how I can show you is in the organization chart. So when I click on this, you will see this coming in a different way. Now you see Delhi, and then you have Kolkata. Now what are these available? So these are the positions. Why it is being shown here? Because this tenant has got so many positions which is linked with this location. Because Delhi, Kolkata, they are very similar locations, right? And a lot of some people would have used it. And a lot of people might have created different positions under it. And that's the reason you have this available and it is linked. Okay. So don't get worried about this, that what are the things I'm seeing? I haven't created it. Yes, you have not created it, but this is a practice tenant, so it gets linked automatically. Assign location basically means that I'll show it to you. So let's say so from here also you can do everything, guys. So wherever you see these three dots, okay, this is your actions only. Let's use it is under reorganization, and again I will put the reorganization name. I'll click on OK. Now what does it ask me? That under Delhi, under this reorganization, do you want to add any additional location? Let's see if I have and if I get that option. You see I'm getting it Mumbai, right? I can go ahead and do it. See, members, right? Do you
Okay.
see that?
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to put that here. What I'll do is I will uh, basically inactivate it. Okay, I'll not inactivate this for the moment because I will be using it. But in case you don't want to use it, guys, you can inactivate it. Okay, but I'm using it. I will be using it in a day-to-day activity that we are performing. So I'll leave it like that. Okay. Similarly, you want to use the superior also. Now it should come. I'm not sure, but still, the reason is I have added it here. Okay, so there may be a possibility that it might not come, but let's see. No, it does not come, but that will come later on when we actually try to do something. It will come. Okay, so just cancel it for the moment and let's go back to the org chart. Okay, guys, so is that clear now? I mean, how do we use it? What do we use it? So when I assign a location under a hierarchy, it means that in that hierarchy, I have that location available. I can use it whenever I want to. So this is more like a reporting structure. Hierarchy is more like a reporting structure. That's the use of it. You don't have to think anything else. Whenever we create any subordinate, guys, subordinate is definitely going to be in the hierarchy, and it's like a reporting hierarchy. So that makes it important that, okay, whenever I have to follow that, I will have to follow this way of doing it. That, okay, under reorganization, I have a main location, and below main location only I can create a subordinate. Okay, so that is how you can do it. There is, the place that you see here, as I explained that I want to go ahead and create something from here also. It will take me to the same location. When I click on actions, basically, I'll go to the same place. See, reorganization, and then I can assign another or create a subordinate. So I got Mumbai, Kolkata, and then I can go ahead and put something like Hyderabad. Okay, and then I have geographical division. and I submit it. So now in my chart, I will have these options: Delhi, Hyderabad, Kolkata. That is all I have. So if I go back onto this section, I'll be able to see the subordinates and all this. So this is a part of location hierarchy. Okay. And every location hierarchy will have some or the other members. The member is basically your worker. Okay. Clear? See, the usage and everything depends upon you. How you want to use it, it all depends upon the company, how they want to go ahead. See, a registered office can be anywhere in India. That location can be anything. But let's say I have my offices available in different parts of the country. So I can still keep on working. That will not be a problem. That will still be my branch office.
Okay, sir. And sir, one more thing is that when you showed the chart, like organization chart, in that Delhi has a one like one circle was there, and it was showing as 50, and Hyderabad and Kolkata and all, it was showing as 47. So it's
This what I said. These are the positions. See, these are the positions that you have, right? So under Delhi, you got three parts, right? Hyderabad, Kolkata, and all these positions are available. So that's the reason you see this number. That's the reason I said that don't get confused because of this. So when you go into the other hierarchies, you will not see that number. Whether I go into company hierarchy or any other place, there you will not see that.
okay, sir.
Let's go into the next section, which is create company hierarchy. This is my task. Okay, I'll go ahead and use it. And this is just the setup of the skeletal system. It is just that a framework is being created. Okay, I will use this later on. So under Tata, let's say I'm creating Tata or TCS, right? So TCS Limited. Okay. Okay, I got company, visibility, everyone. And then I'll go ahead and click on OK. So this is my, let's say, main organization. Below that, I can go ahead and create anything of my choice, guys. So the actual concept is your, subordinate company will only be created if you really have to use something below it. So let's say TCS Limited is my company, the parent company or the main company for TCS. But let's say TCS has an office in US Private Limited. So you understand the concept, right? What is private limited? What is limited, right?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. And I'll go ahead and click on submit now. Now you see, you will not have that type of things which you are seeing in the location hierarchy, right? So when I go into WTM8 underscore TCS, see, this is my company hierarchy. Let's look into that. Okay. So I got a subordinate and I click on actions and I'll go ahead and click on the org chart. Now you see, I don't have anything apart from these two things here, right? This is my company hierarchy. This is my TCS, and then I have TCS US Private Limited. Similarly, I want to create another subordinate. I'll click on actions, go to reorganization, and create a subordinate. Now I will choose TCS UK Private Limited. See, a company name will only be changed if you're changing the location. That you have to be very, very sure. because this is your interview question, that why do you want to change or put the company hierarchy? I will only change it if there is a change in the location, if the country is getting changed, not that the city is getting changed. Okay, so that also you have to keep in mind. In India, it's a public company, but other parts of the globe, it has not registered itself in every share market, right? That's the reason it is a private company here, and a normal public company in India. Clear to everybody?
Yes.
Any
Yes.
questions?
Yes, sir.
So we created location hierarchy, cost center. I think cost center we haven't done that. Company hierarchy, and then let's go into the cost center hierarchy. So way of doing things will not change, guys. It will be same. Create cost center hierarchy. This is my task. It looks repeated, but it has a lot of significance. Everything has a lot of significance. Right now, you may not realize it, but later on, you will. Okay, so let's say I have technology, and I'm putting like WTM8 underscore include code subtype. Okay, I'll not put technology, otherwise we'll get confused. I'll put tech here. Subtype. You see this? Area, cost center, function, specialty, top. Now, what are these? This has been customized. So I will still choose cost center. Visibility, everyone. Now, these values are something which we would not be able to make the changes as of now, because we may not have the permission. But in a real-time system, you can change it, provided that you have the access of doing it. Basically, these are all values which is set up in the initial part of the setup when Workday has come in, right? So under tech, let's say I'm going to put subordinates like core technology, and right, I can keep on creating as many subordinates as I want, guys. Okay, there is no restrictions, there is no limitation. Okay, so I just want to show you in the chart again. You have one main, and then below that you have one more as core tech. I want to create one more. I can just follow the same steps. Let's say I'm creating one as for ERP. Subtype. What will be my subtype? That got refreshed. That's the reason we could not create it. We will create one more. Okay, I'm sorry. ERP, right? So now you see, I got tech, then core technology, and ERP, right? So similarly, I have for region also. The task is create region, and then the task is basically hierarchy. Let's say I'm putting something like global. Okay, WTM8 underscore subtype region, visibility everyone. and now I'll go ahead and click on OK. So this is my global, and under that I can go ahead and create APAC, EMEA, AMER, whatever I want, right? So this will become easy for me to track now. You want to see what are the options you have? You see region and top, and click on submit. Right? So you want to search it, you can again go there and you can do it. How? WTM8 underscore. This is my region. My region hierarchy is still not here. I'll just type in global. See that? Okay, and then I can keep on creating as many subordinates as I want, right? So this is how exactly it works, guys. Okay then, guys. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining.